Today is 27th day since I started this one, and now nothing in particular actually. I'm just doing my own thing. I'm just doing my job. You know, there's a saying that means the miracle of 66 days was you do it continuously for over 66 days, then regardless of your intention, it's gonna be your daily routine. Okay? Um, yeah. When it comes to my daily life, my routine is nothing, nothing particular. Nothing particularly, actually. Nothing particularly. Yeah. Um, well, that's why I'm this boring. And look at my dark circle, now that I've only slept for 3 hours and then I did a part time job, just came back from sauna. It's not sauna at the gym. Yeah. Um, well, I just looked up some jobs on ksec.com and I'm on the fence between being a English teacher and just to work in. I just go back to Hyundai Heavy Industries. So, sorry, because my jobs, that. Sorry about that, because my mom just got a severe cramp in her foot, right foot, so I realized it. And I'm here back. Yeah, so what did I say? What was I gonna say? Well, yeah, going back to Shandevi Industries for a part timer, and you could get enough money. It's even considerable between going back to Australia. Anyway, I'm going back to Australia, still waiting for the visa granted, but um, I'm just saying that job's good enough to stay. And there are heaps of jobs in Ulsan heavy, Hyundai Heavy Industries as a contract, but you can't guarantee how safe that would be compared to Australian jobs. And you might feel like that, oh, I might as well just stay here. But the last thing I want to do is for me to stay in comfort zone. I'm always trying to get out of it. I always step out and get out of the comfort zone. Trying to always try to something unprecedented in my life. So unprecedented, yeah, something I've never done before. So besides, you know, I'm not doing myself any favors by staying in comfort zone. So all it does is make myself weaker, weaker. And even now, I'm just doing nothing in Korea for 5 years, and you obviously feel that my sense of English is getting worse and worse. Even pronunciation, and intonation, some expressions that I could come up with spontaneously. If anything, my English gets worse. That is the problem, in a way. At the very least, I could, I thought I could just say, keep myself fluent by keeping going to Qualcomm, but there are three E's, three capital E's that could change your life. This is something what I this is something that I heard from my Sudanese friend, South Sudanese. He immigrant. He immigrated from Sudan while the war between Sudan and South Sudan. He's South Sudanese, and yeah, he was a refugee at the time, and he set the priorities when he moved to Australia and living there for half of his life. And he thought 3E are his mindset. The first E is environment. Environment. People around you, the circumstance around you. Like, there's a saying that your wage, your salary, can be determined by 5 people around you. Your salary is the average of 5 people around you. You could understand it. I totally agree with that. I'm on the same page with that opinion. The reason I could seriously think about my future going to graduate school was able to accomplish because I started my Australian life in Perth seriously, and people around me were all about earning money, not about like doing something bad. They always did the right thing, all about money, all about getting a good welfare and good wage jobs. So that's why I started my first career as a mining field worker. As a mining field worker. Second, E, exercise. Exercise. You always keep yourself activated and energetic by exercising. It helps you physically and mentally at the same time, simultaneously. But if anything, it more helps about mindset than physical things. It makes you keep focused on what you're trying to do. It makes you just apply yourself. So I would like to say exercise, change your mood and atmosphere. And the last E is education. So he and I, and there was another guy from Australia, we worked together as a team. And then that Aussie guy dropped out school when he was 10, maybe 12, I don't know. Anyway, early 10. as a teenager, he wasn't educated that much. So even if he knows everything about welding, because he was a welder, maybe boilermaker, I don't know, but anything else, like, is if it's, I mean, whether Kenya is a country or continent, whether Africa is a country or continent, he didn't know anything about it because he thought Africa is one of the countries. Yeah. You know how many countries are in Africa? Over over 50. As far as I remember, it's like 54 something. Yeah, that much, that many. But that Aussie guy thought Africa is the name of country. This is why education is very important, and this is why I keep myself exposed to English, even though I am now shit at English. There's a steps, like, you may feel like, I'm fucking shit at my goal, my what I'm doing now. You might get stuck in that. That's what I'm going through now. I'm going through a terrible backward, uh, downward spiral, downward spiral, and then I'm being choosy at the same time, just going back and forth on the fence about everything, and yeah, I'm stuck in a analysis paralysis. But I don't give a shit. I'm trying not to give a shit. I just keep going. Pretty much like 99% of my conversation nowadays is just Korean, which means I'm totally in comfort zone. So that's why I'm intentionally intending to speak in English here. Even though I'm talking to myself in front of this camera, you may feel like I'm stupid, but you know, time is money, as they say. In many ways, it helped me a lot. For a long time, this is not even my first time to do this. I think I've done this maybe 3 times, and the first time when I did this first time, I did it like 300 days in a row, and I succeeded. So and I totally made it happen. I was so fluent. I was so fluent with that. I was very familiar with saying something in front of the camera. That's how I got out of the that comfort zone. Now I'm challenging myself once again to the better. Okay. Yeah. This is it.